Hello guys, this is Modest Major here with another commentary. This time I wanted to talk about my pie-in-the-sky ideas for Halo Infinite. A new Halo game has a lot to contend with to tick everyone's boxes, and it's natural that some features could be missed, where 343 may not have the time or resources to include just about everything we want. Nonetheless, sometimes when I find myself drifting off, I can't help but try and dream up earth-shattering features that could explode my brain if someday they would be realized, many of which I've even fantasized about since essentially the beginning of my time with Halo. To start with, larger vehicle warfare would be an insane addition. Since seeing Phantoms and Pelicans for the very first time, my initial response was, please, Lord, tell me I get to drive these in multiplayer. Hearing Halo Infinite increasing the player cap to 24 makes me practically foam at the mouth in anticipation for something like this, being something akin to Star Wars Battlefront 2, where you could pile up inside the spaceships and land in enemy bases wreaking havoc, would be a sight to behold in Halo Infinite. It's also worth mentioning that in a lot of the mod content we saw in Halo MCC PC, they managed to make a lot of the flying vehicles not only playable, but the particularly large versions, such as the Seraph and Broadswords, were able to be modded into custom games, which was entirely jaw-dropping to see in motion. I also can't help but wonder about the Mammoth and how it felt like such a gigantic tease to see it in motion in the Halo 4 campaign, yet entirely vacant in the multiplayer. In Halo 3, Sandtrap's Elephant and Halo Reach's Falcon gave us a small taste of this sort of action, but I'm beyond ready to see what the next level could be like. Clan's integration being properly capitalized upon would be another huge win for me, and far less development would be needed than the aforementioned vehicles. In Halo 2, clans were everything, getting to promote yourself through the ranks of a 100-person strong clan of teams, a chance to make a name for yourself, contesting other members in skill for a chance to claim their position. Going on Halo 2 every day, first menu option I would check each day was my clan. See who's online, see if we can get customs going, and it became a real focal point of the matchmaking experience. Fast forward to Halo MCC, and an attempt to rehash the concept came back into the fold, however, it involved using the Waypoint app. We're Halo addicts, we're not Waypoint app addicts. Waypoint and furthermore companion apps should always enhance the experience that is already there, not segregate an already proven in-game concept into its own frustrating to manage content. They clearly recognized the fans loved clans, so attempting to funnel us through their website just felt like a massively wasted opportunity. Xbox itself already has friend integration, messaging, and voice chat. If using the Waypoint app for clans does not benefit our user experience, why would we want to be shoehorned into making our gaming experience inferior by juggling two interfaces on separate devices? I not only think clans in Halo 2 were great in game, but that they could be even better with modern advancements, like clan experience, clan rank, clan battles. The idea was so great based on something so simple. Imagine how much it could be taken forward in today's modern gaming landscape. My next idea has zero likelihood of occurring, and I'd front end this discussion with that point. This pertains to the campaign and how I feel a campaign enemy AI editing tool would be totally revolutionary. Halo has staked its claim on its sandbox nature. Often, when you used to play for a Medal of Honor campaign, Call of Duty campaign, or most FPS campaigns for the record, there was a sense of linearity in its gameplay beats. With Halo, you can look at a landscape and tackle your environment in different ways, but there is a sense of pattern memorization that upon multiple playthroughs can kind of break the game. In a sense, you come back and create your own fun in some ways because it's very clear the best ways to beat a level once you make a few return playthroughs. Of course, discounting Halo 2 Jackal snipers because we can't really plan for them because they're mean, unfriendly, and we'd rather forget about them. With an enemy AI placement tool, you could choose where to spawn enemy AI, choose different types, create different scenarios, so the gameplay could play out in different ways each time you chose to return to a map. I understand in Halo Infinite this would be a little bit more difficult due to it looking particularly open-ended, but let's say you split the sectors of the open world into sub-maps, then you could choose the AI dependent to each sub-map. To expand upon this concept, imagine you could upload these AI map run-throughs to a file share. It would create essentially endless content just based off the different AI pathing and playthroughs you could do. Absurd maps where multiple hunters spawn in a boss room or 30 grunts running at you. Imagine the ability to change weapons they're holding with outlandish combinations possible, like grunts with energy swords or popcorn flood holding rocket launchers. To me, the more eccentric, the better. This would give the game a Mario Maker appeal and a replayability factor to campaign never before seen to this degree. Of course, I imagine there would be spawning limitations like in Forge, where you can't spawn over a certain number of enemies due to potential performance constraints, but just being able to map your own enemy plan out on a map would give the players that buzz of feeling like a game developer and getting to watch people test your insane creations only to get fuel rodded by a golden elite would be utter bliss. From someone who used to binge the Halo multiplayers excessively, Forge integration into matchmaking was almost pivotal to how long I could foresee myself playing the games. Where many Halo players were swiftly disillusioned by Halo 4's matchmaking and its seeming lack of longevity, an aspect which I thought shone very brightly and kept me engaged was its Forge test playlists. For a particular period of Halo's lifespan, we would get monthly Forge test playlists, usually encasing 4 to 5 Forge World maps, and players would vote online to see which map would make the cut for some of the unranked matchmaking playlists. Testing some of these maps, even if some were complete throwaways, went hand in hand with my addiction to Halo 4. Praying my favourites would make the cut, getting hours of free new content thanks to fantastic new additions, some of which were clearly spiritual successors to the old classics. It all added up to being just a treat. Whilst not particularly new or fresh ideas, seeing Forge test playlists make a comeback in a huge way would be a delight. I'd love a Forge test playlist maybe even bi-weekly, which may sound outlandish, but if you look at other live service games like Fortnite, changes can happen extremely swiftly, and these could all be community generated. Forges in Halo 4 during its peak really got a spotlight shined on them, which helped foster a community of hard-working map creators. Some of the work they did was incredible to me. Maps like Simplex, Onyx, Dispatch, Gaphyrophobia were maps I never wanted to see missing from my matchmaking playlists. Competitions featuring prizes could be created to encourage people to put work into these in Halo Infinite and get a little more glory in the hands of the more creative Halo players. Imagine you give a player unique aesthetic items in game, such as a Forger's weapon skin or body piece. You tell me players wouldn't go utterly insane chasing rewards of that nature. From my perspective, just seeing a fraction of these ideas partially realized would make me over the moon in Halo Infinite, and I'm sure if I were to put on my thinking cap, I could think of even more ideas. It's kind of the blessing of Halo, it really gets you thinking and discussing the many possibilities. Please let me know in the comments if you have any pie in the sky ideas for Halo Infinite. I'll be down in the comments reading as always and would love to hear your thoughts. I've been Modest Major, thank you for watching the video, peace out.